Hey Ender Nerds! Today I'm talking about the Ender's Game book and the issues I found within it. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card is one of my favorite books, but he is by no means a perfect writer. In this video, I will break down every issue or question I have with Ender's Game. Number 1. When Ender gets his monitor removed, why is he alone? Why weren't his parents there? Why didn't he go home afterwards instead of going back to class? He gets back to class 15 minutes before the end of school anyway. Number 2. Why is the monitor never brought up again? They make it seem like they aren't usually removed before someone is accepted into the program, but none of the other kids have a monitor, and they barely mention it after Ender leaves Earth. Number 3. How does Bernard hit Ender without lifting himself out of his seat with each hit? Also, how does he maintain a steady rhythm while experiencing 0G for the first time, especially when later in the book, Ender mentions that Bernard freezes up while flying in the battle room for the first time? Number 4. Bernard's nickname for Ender, Maladroit, is literally only mentioned one time where it is described as sticking, and then never mentioned again. Number 5. They don't use last names in a computer system where they have a couple thousand kids in the same school. There isn't any kids with the same first name. What would they do if that happened? Force them to go by a nickname? Or they use the names that the kids pick out? Based on the fact that Ender's official name in the system is Ender and not Andrew, his birth name, it is assumed that it is his official name in the eyes of everyone despite it just being a nickname, but I don't know if people with nicknames actually have them on their official documents. The name Andrew actually only appears in the book 19 times versus the couple thousand times Ender appears. Number 6. After Ender's first practice with his Launchy group in free time, the scene is set with Ender standing as Commander's bunk, and after Bonzo orders him not to practice with them anymore, Ender asks to speak with him privately, but they should already be in Bonzo's cabin alone, because nobody else is mentioned as being in the same room with them. So my best guess is that Card originally had the commanders bunking in the same barracks as the army, but changed it later in the book, but forgot about this section. Number 7. Shortly after Ender arrives in Rat Army, but before the next battle, Rose the Nose confronts Ender and claims that he's going down in the standings, but there hasn't been a battle yet for him to have any bad scores, unless Ender's actions in his last battle as part of Salamander is what made him go down, but the scores from that battle would already be available to Rose due to him receiving Ender the day after that battle. Number 8. Right before Ender is promoted to the commander of Dragon Army, it is mentioned that Dink Meeker succeeded Rose the Nose as commander of Rat Army.
Dink Meeker had finally accepted command and succeeded Rose the Nose in Rat Army's command.
And in the next chapter, when Ender is called to Graf's office and he's wondering which army he might be given, we get this line.
He wondered which army they'd give him. 3 commanders were graduating soon, including Petra, but it was beyond hope for them to give him Phoenix Army. No one ever succeeded to command of the same army he was in when he was promoted.
Number 9. At the beginning of Dragon's first battle, we get this line.
Everyone had learned the wrong lesson from Bonzo's misuse of Ender Wiggin. They all dumped through the door immediately so that there was no chance to do anything other than name the formation they would use.
But that was Rose the Nose that commanded Ender to jump through the gate as soon as it opened, not Bonzo. Number 10. Bean, the smartest student in all of the battle school, can't find his way back to the Dragon Army barracks after lights out? Is it truly that pitch black after lights out? Why? Are kids supposed to just attempt to find their way to the bathroom in the dark if they have to pee in the middle of the night? And how far is the barracks from the commander's cabin? Why wouldn't they be right next to each other? Number 11. When introducing Dr. Device / the Little Doctor / MD Device / Molecular Detachment Device, Mazer says,
"We've only got 2 things going for us, Ender. We don't have to aim particularly well. Our weapons have great spread."
And that is the only thing, and a second thing is never mentioned in this scene. What is the second thing they have going for them? Number 12. What is the plan for the final invasion? The adults seem to have literally no plan based on the fact that the buggers outnumbered the IF forces 1,000 to 1. How did they expect anyone to come up with a plan to defeat them, if not to just blow up the whole planet? And why does Mazer react so strongly when Ender asked if the little doctor works on a planet if that's not the only viable strategy? Ultimately, these are just nitpicks, and most of these are just single lines that either go nowhere or are contradicted elsewhere in the book. But this book has already been through one revision in 1991 to remove the N-word and adjust the story to better fit the real world. So why didn't Card go through his book and find every mistake? The copy that I have is the author's definitive edition, which was printed recently enough to have the little badge on the front that mentions the movie made in 2013, so it is at least 11 years old. According to the numbers on the copyright page, it's the 30th edition. In the introduction, Card says he made some minor changes to fix errors and internal contradictions, so why didn't he go and fix all of them? Half of these issues could be fixed by changing one line each, but either Card doesn't know about them or he just doesn't care. Thanks everyone for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more from me.